What's good, homies, and welcome back to another episode in our South Sydney career mode series, our rebuild series with the Rabbitohs. And man, it's been a while. I haven't actually played Rugby League Live for a few days, and I've been feeling under the weather for a couple. We're back now though, getting into the swing of things, and I couldn't wait to jump back on the game, especially with the World Cup underway. It got me in the mood to jump on this, and a couple of games before this just had a few casual matches with the World Cup teams. There's been no news of an official Rugby League World Cup DLC or anything like that for the game, which is a little disappointing, but luckily for us, the fan hub came in clutch, and members of the community put in work to give us some pretty good looking kits with updated team lists. As we jump into today's game here, round 2 of the Telstra Premiership, and our opponent, as you can see, are Manly, playing at Lotto Land. With Zay Musgrove here, a minute and a half in, just taking it to the line, trying to get out about 20 here. As we go short to George Burgess, and it's another charging run at the line. We get past the 20, 25 out. Sam Burgess goes out the back as Cody Walker straightens and throws a beautiful flat ball to Goodwin. Goodwin with the drawing pass to Aaron Gray, and Aaron Gray is going to race away for our first point of the game, coming in the 3rd minute. Some pretty simple footy being played, a couple of hit-ups through the middle, and we sent it out wide on the 3rd, I think it was, the 3rd or 4th. Found some space out wide as we take another look on the replay here. Burgess off the cutout ball to Walker. Walker taking it to the line, and it was just a nice short ball from Goodwin to Aaron Gray, which put him away down the sideline. Had enough pace to separate himself from the rest of the pack as we ground the ball here for our first points of the match. So earlier I was talking about the World Cup and what I'm going to do during the World Cup or during the games. There's this new feature on my channel that I'm testing out. I'm not too sure if everyone has the ability to do this, but it's how I create polls and just random status updates on things, and it's all done through YouTube, which is pretty dope. So if you hear me talk about upcoming polls or anything like that, it'll be through the channel itself using the community function, which is our little odd squad, our little community that we've built here on the channel. As we jump back in attack here, looking to play it out the back to the left, and it's going to be Sam Burgess who gets wrapped up pretty much 15 or 16 meters away from the try line here. As we send it to Walker, Walker with the perfect cutout ball, finds Goodwin through the gap once again. That pass has been a godsend for us this season. Not just with the Rabbitohs, but even with our West's rebuild series, that particular play would always pop up and would always, 9 times out of 10, send Naingama through the line. Back with Adam Reynolds here, getting set to take the kick. Somewhat difficult position here. We try to bring it around here, but it actually hits the posts, and the score is going to stay at 10 points to 0. Alright, 3rd tackle. We're still in attack here through Inglis, as he takes it to the line and gets double teamed just inside their 30. On the 4th here, we go out the back to Walker. Walker with the cutout ball to Goodwin, once again putting him through space, and we try and power our way to the corner, but we're going to get wrapped up inside the 10. 5th and last, Walker's standing behind the ruck for some reason. As we send it to the skies, it's pretty deep, this kick, but we got Inglis running onto it, and he makes the catch to score our 3rd try of the game. As we take another look at the try here, honestly the kick was actually terrible, but thankfully for us, Greg Inglis comes up with the goods in the end, getting the jump over Uate here. As you can see, leaps above Uate, comes down with the ball and grounds it for our 3rd of the game. Back with Adam Reynolds here, getting set to take the shot from right in front, and as you'd expect, he adds the extras, and we got by 16 points here. Manly still scoreless, as we jump back in attack with Manly, as they go out the back here to Cherry Evans, and he gets a decent little leg drive going, pumping his legs to our 10-meter line. As they go left here, Hastings with the short ball to Frank Winterstein, and Winterstein with the big charge towards the line, but we're going to hold him up here. As you can see, they do send it up to the video ref. As they do, it goes up as a try. Winterstein flipped on his back, and it's an obvious red light here coming up. Alright, so they get the red lights, back to the drawing board here. 4th tackle, they go to Fanua Blake, and Fanua Blake goes on a little surge himself, stopped just before the line. 5th and last, a couple of minutes remaining in the half here. Hastings at first receiver puts a little grubber through, rebounds off one of our Rabbitohs players, and it's going to be Daly Cherry Evans picking up the 4-pointer, Manly's first of the game, and it comes at a crucial time here just before half time, as Dylan Walker gets set to take the shot at goal, and a fairly easy kick. He adds the extras and gets them within 10 points heading into the break. Alright, so looking at the halftime stats here, a lot of points in that half, and that comes with a couple of errors for both teams as well. Actually, we made 4 errors. As for Manly, they committed 3. For the little defending we did do, we only missed 3 tackles, which is pretty solid, I guess. As for Manly's defense, they made 44 tackles, they missed 12, and they only cracked our line 5 times. Alright, jumping back into the action, back into the second half. We are 16 minutes in, no points scored, as we send it to Reynolds here, and he gets smashed in the tackle, losing the ball forward, scooped up by the braided beast himself, Marty Tapau, tackled inside our 10, as they go to Cherry Evans here, just takes it to the line himself, and he gets stopped 5 meters out. As they go long to Frank Winterstein with the leg drive, but he gets flipped on his back. Second tackle, and it's going to be Corey Sal here, trying to go for that cheeky little scoop, as they go short and flat to Cherry Evans, who tries to power his way over, but it's going to be a no try as he gets held up. Back to the drawing board here on the 4th. Again they go wide to Frank Winterstein, and he gets another leg drive going, but he's nowhere near the try line here. 5th and last, no creativity shown at all by the AI, as Hastings comes up with the fumble trying to put a kick through, as we survive that little raid on our try line. Some decent defense, but in saying that, the attack by the AI was just straight up trash, a lot of one-up running, and they just try to power their way over, to no success of course. As we send it to Cody Walker here, he goes short to Farah, and Farah's going to get pulled down 12 meters out from our line. Back with Cody Walker, as he shows the pass, gets around one defender, a little goose step past Trbojevic, and in the open here, no one around us as we race away for a long range try, thanks to the fleet-footedness of our number 6, Cody Walker, who's an early favourite for People's Choice. I know we're only 2 episodes in, but he got quite a few votes last week. As we take another look at the try here, we're pretty deep inside our 20, nothing on, shows the pass, steps around Coruscant, and Tom Trbojevic there with the weak dive attempt. We just goose step past that as we celebrate on our way towards the try line, and we eventually ground the ball. Alright, back with Adam Reynolds here, or AR as I like to call him. You can put 2 and 2 together what AR actually means. I thought it was actually quite fitting since he is our somewhat sharpshooter, the guy taking shots at goal and everything like that. As we put a big hit here on Frank Winterstein, George Burgess with the shot. Approaching the final 10 minutes of the game, they send it to Sirinen, and Sirinen's going to get pulled down just inside our 20. On the second tackle, they go to Tapau with the short ball to Frank Winterstein, who's been pretty heavily involved in the match so far. As they throw another short ball here to Fanua Blake, to Cherry Evans to Lane, and Sean Lane's going to get stopped 3 meters away from the try line. On the 4th here, as they throw a couple of short passes down the short side, trying to catch us off guard, but again it's some pretty decent defense as we stop them. Still 3 meters out from the line. 5th and last, Cherry Evans with a beautiful little grubber here, scooped up by Lane as he tries to power his way over, and once again we shut Manly down, denying them any points here as we jump back and attack through Zane Musgrove with a great run. He gets out to about 30 here. On the first, another fend here by Sam Burgess, who makes it to the halfway line with a beautiful setup to the left. We send it to Walker at first receiver, but we're unable to get another pass away as we get wrapped up just past halfway here. Another cutout ball to Sam Burgess with the big fend once again, and he's wrapped up by Trbojevic at the back. On the 4th, we send it left to Walker with the short pass to Inglis, and Inglis gets driven back, tackled on their 30. 5th and last here, as we send it wide to Walker. That's where all our attacks have been going, He puts up the bomb, fielded nicely by Trebojevic, and he's going to get pulled down inside their 20. On the first for Manly, they go wide to Winterstein, and Winterstein gets pulled down 25 meters out from their line. Second tackle, they quickly shift it to the left side, and it's going to be Fanor Blake running down the sideline until he's eventually pulled down on their 40. With just a few minutes remaining, or a couple of minutes remaining, it's going to be Marty Tapau who gets pulled down inside halfway. And again, Manly just throwing the ball around here, trying to find a few holes in our defense, but for the most part we've been pretty solid all game long. 5th and last here. As the clock winds down, Cherry Evans with the final kick of the game. Terrible kick. He's able to regather though, but he's going to get pulled down by Greg Inglis on our 30, and that's going to be the game. We quite comfortably get by the Manly Sea Eagles here at Lottoland, defeating them 22 points to 6. Both sides' attack was kinda lacking in the second half. I think the story of the match was that green and red wall. Our defense in the second half was pretty solid, holding them out. As we look at the full-time match stats here, Cody Walker actually picks up man of the match. Finally, before we jet, here's a look at everyone's individual stats, just to help you guys make your decision on where you're going to allocate your points for the top performers of the game. If you made it this far into the video, hit me up in the comment section with the hashtag #OddsSquad and as always, drop that like button for more Rugby League Live 4 content or more content in general. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.
I got a new time, I love her like butane. We get fired in a minute, she just made me feel different, got me 2 turns. She tell me stories, yeah she do, all the shit.